الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله العليم الخبير المتقن نظام العالم بلا معين ونصير فسبحان الله الذي حكمته بالغة وعلمه غزير ونعمه واصلة إلى كل صغير وكبير ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له في نقير ولا قطمير ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله الذي هدانا بكتاب منير ودعانا إلى الله بالإنذار والتبشير صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ما دامت الكواكب تسير أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فلما أحس عيسى منهم الكفر قال من أنصاري إلى الله قال الحواريون نحن أنصار الله آمنا بالله واشهد بأننا مسلمون وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم اللهم أيده بروح القدس أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Honorable scholars, respected brothers, friends and elders, Islamophobia dates back to the very beginning of time, but the need to defend and to hold Islamophobes accountable is more important now than ever. Let me tell you why I say what I say. In the previous times, and I will substantiate it inshallah, when people were on the receiving end of Islamophobia, they became more firm, resolute, and resilient in their faith. Today, when people are on the receiving end, with the exception of those with strong iman, by and large, people dilute, forsake, and abandon their iman. The pressure becomes too daunting. The embarrassment becomes too much. The stigma becomes too much. So either we support and create a voice to hold the Islamophobes accountable, or then unfortunately we see, due to pressure, people mellowing away with their faith. Allah speaks about the incident in the Quran of those people who, when they accepted the truth, trenches were dug. That's what I told you, how back in the times, how firm people were. Trenches were dug. And whoever brought iman was hurled into the trenches. قُتِلَ أَصْحَابُ الْأُخْدُودِ النَّارِ ذَاتِ الْوَقُودِ إِذْ هُمْ عَلَيْهَا. They were sitting, witnessing, observing how people were being hurled into the trenches. The hadith of Sahih Muslim, a woman comes, the price of preserving iman was, you're going to have to go in, that's it. She was firm, she was resolute, she had her conviction, but then she had her baby with her. فَتَقَاسَعَتْ. You can tolerate hunger, but it's extremely painful to see your child hungry. May Allah make it easy for one and all. It's very difficult to see your child bear and endure that. So this woman is coming, with her is her child. The price of preserving iman, because that's the opposition against the truth, is that she has to be hurled into the fire. The hadith says she became hesitant. She was two-minded. And amongst those children, according to the authentic hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, who spoke in their infancy, one was this child. She said, Ya Ummah, isbiri fa innaki ala al-haqqi. Oh my mom, persevere. Oh my mom, endure. You are on the truth. And Allah's help is with you. And she went head on into the fire. Of course, we learn from the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that before Qiyamah, Dajjal will come, ma'ahu narun wa nahrun. Ma'ahu narun, he will have a fire and he will have a garden. The one who falls into his fire will fall into the garden of Allah. And the one who falls into his garden will fall into the fire of Allah. At that time, When a person's faith was being put to test, he became resolute, he became firm, he became anchored. In the 19th year of Hijrah, Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu had dispatched an army towards Rome. And amongst the people in that army was Hudhafa radiallahu anhu. So the Roman emperor had apprehended them. When he apprehended them, again he exerted pressure. Exerted pressure, give up your Islam. So initially he dangled the candy of glitter and glamour. That's the way that generally people are taken away from the truth. And very few can resist the temptation of glitter and glamour. And this was the same proposals that were made to the Prophet ﷺ. Listen, soften down in your faith, soften down, mellow down, don't be so assertive, you don't need to be so practicing. We can negotiate this matter. In kunta innama turidu bima ji'ta min hadha al-amri mala jama'na laka min amwalina hatta takuna aghna qurayshin mala wa in kunta turidu bihi mulkan mallaknak in kana innama bikal ba'a fakhtar ayya nisa'i qurayshin shi'ta falnuzawwijka 'ashra. Listen, what do you want out of all this here? Are you out to secure money? We'll give you all the wealth. Do you have a passion for women? We'll line up the best of women, you make a choice. If you want leadership, we nominate you as our leader. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam did not, after all, he was guided by the Almighty. He said, Afaraghta ya Abul Walid? See, I gave you a chance to speak, give me a chance. I gave you a chance to speak, give me a chance. And then of course the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam recited the verses of the Quran. So, Abdullah bin Huzafa radiallahu anhu was apprehended. The king said to him, هَلْ لَكَ أَن تَتَنَصَّرْ وَأُشْرِكُكَ فِي مُلْكِي. Today, temptation is out so much for our youth on the net. And how many of them have become so vulnerable and susceptible? He said, هَلْ لَكَ أَن تَتَنَصَّرْ وَأُشْرِكُكَ فِي مُلْكِي. Will you consider abandoning your faith and I will give you a share in my empire? I will give you a share in my wealth, what I own. So to set the record correctly, that's what I said, Islamophobia was from the beginning of time. But back in the times when it came, they were strong, firm and resolute. Today we need to give strength. Hassan bin Thabit radiallahu anhu said, O Nabi of Allah, I'm going to defend you. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, but they are the Quraysh. These same people have attacked me. He said, O Nabi of Allah, I will defend you just like you have kneaded flour. And then you take out a speck from the center. Because if you're going to exonerate the Quraysh by exonerating me, then they'll be exonerated. And if you implicate them, then I'll be implicated. He said, O Nabi of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, I will take you out with pristine care and diligence. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, ascend the pulpit. Then he raised his hands and he said, Oh Allah, aid him to the strength of Jibreel in how he defends me. Allahumma ayyidhu bi ruhil qudus. When a Muslim stands up to speak and to defend the truth, the least we can do, Ya Allah, this man is in media, he's writing an article, he's standing up in the defense of a woman, in the defense of a child. Oh Allah, you give him the strength. Often, unfortunately, due to lack of being educated correctly, when we have some of us coming onto media, then at times, you know what, we do less good to the cause, less benefit to the cause than anything else. Ja'far radiallahu anhu gave the most comprehensive introduction and he dispelled all the myth that was being circulated against the Muslims in the court of Ashama. So there was propaganda, there was rumor, there was slandering. Muslims are like this. They got weird beliefs about Isa alayhi salam. You must be careful about these people. This is a nasty lot. They got evil agenda. They obnoxious people. Sayyidina Ja'far stood up and with a most beautiful, amazing articulation, he spelled it out. أيها الملك كنا قوما أهل جاهلية نعبد الأصنام